And it looks like we are live on YouTube. So, to everybody out there, hello, hola, konnichiwa, salam, ciao, namaste. Peace to all. This is the Pink Elf in the Room conversation. And what we will be discussing for today is about what awakening is and what it is not. Well, and we'll begin with just something that I've talked before on the show before is people simply saying stay woke or you woke or you are so on and so forth. And one of the most important things that most people may not understand instead of having trends on being staying woke or anything is just simply being awakened as you are by observation. Observation is key to growing who you are as a person. There's only so many times you can say stay woke, but what makes you who you are is by being the one to observe everything that's going on around you. Um, I just had a discussion with someone earlier about this. Uh, Being observant of everything is vitally important. We can constantly talk about how, oh, well, if someone has proof of something, we can constantly talk about how someone can show you proof. But at the same time, it's up to you to observe life for what it is. And that's something that most of us do not do. We're not observing life for what it is. We observe it through the means of what we're either told or what other people think it should be in a sense morally. You have to look within yourself to observe the factors of life and see it for what it is, even when it comes to things that seem beyond incredible in a sense. It's up to you to find and do the research to see what works and what doesn't work in any sense. So, on top of all that, so we're talking about being awakened, we're talking about observation. Observation is key because it helps you grow everything around you because then you have a bigger understanding of everything around you, not by the moral standard, but what you see things as they are. And that is something I constantly practice on is by seeing things for what they are and not what people have said. No, he say, she said, but for the factor of what is being observed. What it is seeing the world as relative. What does that mean? Relative in a sense means there's no good, there's no bad. There's no yes, there's no no. It's more of a sense of it's either yes, no, or both. Or in a sense, with anything in life, for example, in our own ideology, we see the sky is blue. And that is true due to our eye retinas. However, there is in the back of us a coating that allows us to see the sky that color. If this coating in the back was flipped, because it's like a mirror right in the back, if it was flipped around, you would see a different color. So then people might argue or might say that no, that's not possible, but what if it's both? What if you are seeing blue, but you could see a different color due to the fact of your retinas? That's the interesting part of who you are. Everything is relative, one way or another. There is no absolute in everything you do in your everyday life. It's a choice. And that leads to the next one. Everything is a choice. There is no right, there is no wrong. It's a choice of what you desire to create. You can create an amazing experience, you can create a horrible experience. It's up to you what you choose. And on top of choosing, you have to be willing to realize what works and what does not work for you. Um, for example, if you are trying to grow in your own life and become successful or do whatever you need to do, the question you might want to ask yourself, does it work to be around certain people who feel like it's a waste of time doing that? There's only a few people who can be as successful in that area or whatever it is you desire. Does it work for you to be around people like that, or does it work for you to be around people who are seeing that you can become whoever you desire? There's a saying that I constantly go by. If you have five wealthy friends, you'll probably be the sixth. If you have five intelligent friends, you'll probably be the sixth. If you have five friends who love to travel, you'll probably be the sixth. When you are around people of that type of energy, you see them for who they are. What you see in others, you see in yourself. So if you see how amazing a person is and how they are truly growing to who they are, you will see that in yourself, that you can do that, that you can go travel, that you can be wealthy, that you are intelligent, because that's who you truly are. But it's a choice. It's a choice to understand that you are intelligent. It's a choice to choose your wealth. It's a choice to choose your success. No one is stopping you but you have to be willing to make that choice. Now, let's get into just a few of the other sides of what it is not. Like I said earlier, what it is not is staying woke. It's not about staying woke, it's about understanding the self for who you truly are, and loving who you truly are and caring for who you truly are. It's not about trends, it's about sharing with communities of people and changing people's lives in ways that most could never imagine, because of the fact that you are growing who you are. You are evolving who you are every day. And that's my own experience. That's what happened to me. The mentors I met in my life that helped me day in and day out when I was going through all sorts of things in life, where I had to work a job, two jobs, where I had lost someone I cared about in my life, things of that nature, where I didn't know what to do, I didn't know what to think or anything. And having that understanding, it showed me in a sense that it's not about someone telling you what to do. It's about making choices and you critically realizing for yourself what you're capable of, that you have a mind of your own. we Many of us in this world want someone to tell us what to do, tell us what to say, so we can get to that measure of success, of becoming that expert in whatever craft we're doing. We're trying to get to a point that matters for us. And even in my experience, this has happened when we get to that point and it's not what it seems, and we're wondering, I followed all the rules, the regulations, why did I not get to where I desired to go? It's because you didn't need to follow the rules or regulations. You just needed to choose what works for you. And that's a hard thing for most of it. It's not something simple at first, because in my experience, choosing things wasn't something I was used to, and I didn't realize I was not choosing things for myself. I was not making things work. I was not thinking critically for myself. I was thinking through other people's ideals, opinions, and objectives in life. And when I had realized, how do I get to that point, I just researched. I started to do experiments. I started to grow who I am from within, so I could grow without, to explore more of who I truly am than what people tell me I am. No matter what anyone tells you, no one can tell you who you truly are except for who you choose to be. And it's up to you to decide if you're going to be that or not. On top of that, it does not it what awakening definitely is not is judgment upon others. There are some people, including myself, at one point where you start judging people because they're like, well, why wouldn't you know this and everything? Open your eyes. Can't you realize what's going on and this and that? And we'll have that mindset due to the fact of what we're seeing around us, because we're now so sensitive to what's going on in this world. We're trying to plead and tell people about it. We're begging them and everything. But the thing that most people have to realize is people are going to think what they want to think. And that's their choice. So You just simply have to be aware who you're talking to. There are some people who don't want to hear it, don't, then there's no need for them to hear. And there's some people who do, then let them. Be willing to give that information to people who are willing to listen, and be willing to just relax when someone doesn't. It's okay if they don't want to listen. Because one of the things we may not understand in our reality is, one way or another, that person will get the message of evolving into who they truly are at the end of the day. It doesn't matter how long it takes for them, they will eventually get it by themselves one way or another. So it's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. But at the same end of the spectrum, you have to be willing to go within first in order to make those things come true in life. You can't just go out and tell people that, and start judging people if you're not looking within. What you see in others, you see in yourself, like I said earlier. And when I say that, if you are being judgmental to people, even if you are at a degree where you're starting to awaken who you truly are, starting to understand who you are, then you are seeing judgment in yourself. And that is something even I personally had to work on. And still, I'm not perfect, but I work on it every day. One way or another, working on it is key. Because when you are working within who you are by loving yourself, you can give love back. When you are working within to understand how wealthy you are, you can give it back. When you are looking within to be your happiness, you can give that back to others. Because the more you can give back to others, the more you see that within yourself as well. But it starts with you first. You can't just immediately say, I'm going to change the world, until you change the self first. It starts with you. When you start changing who you are from within, and kindness, unconditional love, and care, being loving and fair to you, even if you're going through life, even if you made mistakes and everything, don't be hard on yourself. Because you are a soul who's having a very amazing humanistic experience. And you have to be willing to just relax and keep going. You're in the moment. And yes, things happen in the moment. But the next moment could be better, because you have to understand this too will pass. You can't be in a moment where, oh, I'm going through a lot and everything, and it's going to last forever. Nothing ever lasts like that forever. But it's a choice if you allow it to last forever. Mm. And the next thing that being awakened is not, is it's not about fear. Or better yet, it's not about fear in the way we would think. Trying to freak people out, saying the world's going to come to an end and this and that. No, no, no. Who you are is love. However, the only two things that exist in this world are love and fear. However, love is all there is at the end of the day. And the reason for that is because in your highest form of being fearful of something, you show your love for something you care for. And the way you can do this is, perhaps you have a girlfriend or a boyfriend, and perhaps they're on the phone and they're walking the street, and you are looking at something else perhaps, and you see them walk across the street. Your first thought is probably to push them out of the way, or to grab them out of the way, because of the fact that you care for them, you love them, you don't want that for them. And what you're doing, which is the interesting part, because of all of us being connected as one, you are, in a sense, most people would think, well, okay, I brought this up before, for new people, you may not understand this, but each of us has our own will. So then the next question might be, if we all have our own will, then her will was just to walk in the street. So wouldn't that mean you went against her will? Not exactly. Now, the reason you wouldn't go against someone's will is because deep inside, most of us who cross the street and don't pay attention aren't on a path to think that I want to die. So the will of what they were doing was grabbing the person out of the street to make sure they still had their will. They desired to live one way or another. So the person who cares about them through fear at its highest form is showing love by grabbing them out of the street and caring for them and making sure they're okay. There's no reason to be fearful if you understand who you truly are at the end of the day. You are something amazing and infinite. And it takes knowing your own energy. It takes going within you to understand who you truly are at the end of the day. Of being that beauty of who you truly are. That there's more to you than meets the eye. And we're gonna end it right here. But just know, for you guys out there, no matter, I just want to give thanks to just the people who are subscribers to both Periscope and to the people on YouTube, because one way or another, giving thanks for everything that grows in life and everything that's grown on my channel and my broadcast, I appreciate more than you can ever imagine. However, just know how beautiful and amazing and how divine you guys are, no matter who you are out there, that you all are the gods, the goddesses, and the creators within. So, to everybody out there, have a good morning, have a great afternoon, and a fantastic evening. Namaste.